Our city budget is very similar to that. There are two dimensions of it. The first dimension is that the city document that we receive as a snapshot is based on the expenses associated with our city. This comes out representing then 24% of our budget around July. Okay, so it tells us what we did in January, February, March, April, and May, and June. Okay, and then beginning in July, we have our school budget. And those numbers, which we're responsible for, this is a $63 million, so we have 63.
And the one in your left hand here for our viewers' right is mailed out to all citizens. The one in your right hand on our viewers' left is not.
It is not. And the visual, I guess, is in between, where you see my face, is the county. And we have nothing on that. Okay, there's nothing that says, here's how much we know what we paid them, but we have no idea where they spent it or how. As the taxpayers' mission, Taxpayer Association mission is to advocate for fiscally responsible government. And we're not getting it out of our county, okay? So the county then originates expense dollars, which we are billed for as taxpayers. Our $29 million, which we pay to the county, which is more than we pay to fund our entire city, that money goes to the county, and the county invests it and spends it as they please. There is absolutely no connection, no accounting, no person specific, no job, no anything which the county tells the taxpayers, here's where that money went to, okay? I'm free to use any assumptions I like simply because no one else could countermand those. There's no one else that has an actual opinion on this. So we have an explosion in the liabilities associated with managing our county budget, and no one seems to have a very clear understanding of it. So let me provide an example of when you separate responsibility and accountability one from another, the sorts of things that happen. In our county, during the discussion, I'll call it the Wisconsin debate, which was all about reining in some of the pension liability, collective bargaining agreements, et cetera, which are the cause, in part, of some of the fiscal crisis they're facing. While that discussion was going on, in our county, during their deliberations, they decided to provide a gift. So I'm going to read just the first two sentences from an article from the Independent Press. This is March 16th of this year. Union County recently gave non-unionized county workers, upwards of 600 of them, lifetime health benefits upon retirement. At the time of passage, the finance director didn't know how many employees were affected by this and didn't know what the cost would be. So there is an example, I think, of unbridled, I think, contempt for the taxpayer and the dollars that they are going and charging those same taxpayers for benefits which the taxpayer themselves does not receive.
But in fact, a government is a monopoly with the power to tax.
They are a monopoly with the power to tax, and we are voters, and we need to educate ourselves about how we get the people that are making these kinds of decisions out of office. And we do have a young man, an attorney, Andy Smith, that is running this year in our November election for freeholder, which would be a voice to begin the discussion about how we change some of the goings-on.
A voice from the western part of the county.
A voice from the western part of the
county. John, can you elaborate at all on what Tom was just saying about this newspaper article is shocking.
Yeah, I'd love to. It's not even the tip of the iceberg. That doesn't bother me at all. Incidentally, the finance director was one of those 600 to 700 people, and he is retiring soon. And he actually went up and said the pre-owners should be applauded for doing this, and it's amazing. But I know where where Summit's $29 million is going to. It's going to music fests. It's going. They were going to build a $600,000 doggy park in Echo Lake. The $29 million really should be $20 million that you're paying. I compared Morris County, which is to Union County as far as tax levy, and it's amazing. They both cover 500,000 people. There are services that the county has to do. Keep land records, prosecutor's office, well, for now anyway. Run the jail. There are things that Summit should be paying them $20 million to do. The other $9 million, I mean, Music Fest, which, I mean, there's a whole story. You could, there's a great website, countywatchers.com, unioncountywatchdog.org, chronicles everything. The $9 million that we could legitimately say is waste is all there. And I can go on for maybe giving you 20, 30 examples, but just go to the website, just see what they've been doing. And there's a bromide that about when anybody says, well, cut the waste, people up there say, well, there is no waste. But you look at a music fest, which we estimated to cost $2 million when you go into employees manning it and getting time and a half, and all the police, there are police who are, you know, taken off the streets so they could guard the VIP tent. As far as the health benefits, there was supposed to be an actuarial study. It wasn't prepared at the time. But they said in prior, when they were giving these things away in the past, that it would amount to 2 years of no raises. So they were making a deal on this. It worked out for them. But again, the actuarial study was not there because it didn't need to be there. Who do they have to account to? They just have to put something in the file, so if anybody comes later, they could pull it out and say, well, we did a study. But they get to do whatever they want, and the reason is there is no accountability because they get reelected every year. Elizabeth votes 9-1, Plainfield votes 9-1, and it is very difficult. Ellen Dixon ran last year, did a fantastic job. She was out there at all these street fairs, couldn't have done any better. I mean, put all her effort out. But then they put a bunch of people from Elizabeth on buses, tell them that they're going to lose their Meals for Wheels, and the Democrats get in again. It is 15 municipalities vote against them, but they're still in. So that's what unaccountably brings you.
Just a point of clarification. We are a nonpartisan organization, and really our view is representation from the western part of the county. I don't see it so much as one party versus another. Yes, there happens to be one party in power, but there is a lack of representation in the county government from the western end of the county, and that's the problem.
Yeah, well, it's not the party thing really, because there is a group called Democrats for Change that came very close to unseating the current Democratic machine, for lack of a better word. And it's not only the western part of the county. There's a freeholder from Cranford on there, but it's a 9-0 vote. So she's not representing Cranford. She's representing the Union County Democratic Committee and whatever they want to do. Like, for example, Governor Christie proposed eliminating the urban enterprise zones. And 3.5% tax in certain areas goes back to the people. Cranford is not an urban enterprise zone. Roselle is. This Cranford freeholder spoke for keeping that urban enterprise zone against the better interest of her own town. So maybe they might even put up a token from Summit. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that would even make you happy. I mean, there must be somebody in Summit who likes the Music Fest or whatever they're doing with that. And if there is one person in Summit, they could put them on there.